chefs are looking for different types of unique crops to add color to their plates because there's not a lot of colorful things growing in the wintertime. So you might be wondering what we have going on here. So we're actually taking speckled peas, just like we would grow our typical tall pea tendrils with. And instead of letting these grow under light, we're gonna be keeping them in a blackout state using one of these blacked out humidity domes for the entire lifespan of these crops. So just like regular pea tendrils, we're gonna lay our soil out, then lay our seeds. And then once we water, we're gonna pop this cap straight on top and we're gonna let these things start growing. So these aren't gonna need 14 days. These are only gonna need about 10 days. As we look at these, today we're at about day 8. We've got some really nice height on these. These are just about where we want them to be. Some of these pea tendrils are a little bit shorter than some of these taller guys. So we are gonna need to put our blacked out humidity dome back on top of our greens and let them grow for about 2 more days. That way these smaller guys have enough time to catch up to the taller ones. So you might also be wondering, if these are pea tendrils, why are the tops yellow and not green, and why have they not fully developed? So what we're doing by using the blacked out humidity dome is we are depriving the greens of light so they don't go through chlorophyll production. So what this does is it allows the greens to stay in their natural state until they're exposed to light, at which time they start to take on their color. By keeping them in a dark blacked out environment, they aren't actually able to turn green, which keeps them yellow. And the reason we want them to be yellow instead of green is because in the wintertime, a lot of times chefs are looking for different types of unique crops to add color to their plates because there's not a lot of colorful things growing in the wintertime. So to be able to use these really cool, bright and unique yellow pea tendrils, they're actually able to bring a nice yellow pop to the plate and make their dishes stand out through the wintertime. So another really cool thing about the golden pea tendrils is these things are pretty tall, right? So the way a lot of chefs like to use these is they'll take them and then they'll place them into like mashed potatoes or whatever they're placing the green into, and they'll stand them up tall like this. And what this does is this creates an illusion of elevation, and it makes it look like there's more food on the plate. This is a crop that is very easy to grow. Like I said, basically just lay the soil, add the seeds, water them, put the blacked out dome on top for about 10 days. And after about 10 days, these things are good to harvest. Whenever we bring these back over here and get them on the shelf, I always want to take my garden brick and make sure that I'm using one garden brick for 2. But I want to make sure I put my garden brick back here on the edge of these, because what happens is the tendrils will get so tall on the inside that they'll actually push the top up. And if you don't have this garden brick on top, some of the greens will start to search for the light and they'll come down under this cap and they'll start to grow out. So if you look right here, you can see these guys that snuck out and they've turned completely green. So if it takes 14 days for you to grow these and you promise chef that they're going to be yellow, once they turn green, you can't magically turn them back to yellow. Definitely once you get them back on the shelf, make sure you keep a little bit of a weight on top of these things so that the cap doesn't come up. Again, because if it does, the light's gonna, these things will either find their way out and turn green, or the light will come up under this humidity dome and it'll give enough light into the greens to where it'll turn them green. And they might not be completely dark green, but they'll be light green. And if they're anything but yellow, they're messed up. So I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Golden pea tendrils are super cool, and I hope this inspires you to give them a shot. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one.